What's up everyone, Lion Roar here, and today let's take a look at MEDHONTH, who is a brand new legendary hero at the altar in Gemstone Legends. But first, download Gemstone Legends, a mobile RPG puzzle match game. Use the link in the description to start with free stuff, including a bonus hero. Alright, so I'm taking a look at MEDHONTH in the lexicon so that we can see max stats, so you can decide whether you want to put all the resources into maxing this particular hero. So that means fully awakened, 6 stars, all the skills, that kind of thing. So first up, base stats, 25,000 HP, 1867 attack, and 1921 defense. So this is a tough hero. A hard one to beat as far as the base stats go. You're gonna have to work a little harder to get it. The speed looks pretty good at 202 there, and then the mana gain is over there at 18. Of course, one of the passives will increase the mana gain by 1, so just keep that in mind. MEDHONTH is an accuracy leader of all allies, 40% in all game modes. I always like to see the all game modes one. Just because that means there's a lot of versatility and flexibility. Of course, if it's tailored towards a specific thing like the arena or the rift or something, it's usually a little bit higher of a stat. But this means that there's a lot of versatility, which is nice. However, I will say accuracy is not one that you're typically going for. You're looking for speed as far as leader ability goes. But just keep the accuracy in mind for what we're going to look at for the rest of this to see if it really jives. All right, Magma River is the active special. Inflict poison on herself for 3 turns thrice. Interesting. Deals damage based on 22% of max caster's HP to all enemies. Now, I do like to see when damage is being dealt to enemies based on something like HP or defense, because that means you can really focus on increasing the survivability of the hero, and then that also increases the damage dealt. So that's pretty good. Although, you know, it's not often we see these heroes that have some kind of disadvantage, like having to take poison. So she's having to inflict the poison on herself in order to deal all that damage. Keep that in mind. Now, there might be synergies to work around that. I'm just saying. So I think if you're going to build a team with her, you're going to want to reduce the poison, basically. You want to cleanse it in some way or prevent it from landing in the first place. Look for other heroes that do something like that. All right. Let's take a look at the passive over here. A lot more text on this one. A little spicy. Damage received from statuses based on the target's max HP is lowered by 80%. So keep that in mind, because that's interesting. That's kind of like unique type of ability we haven't typically seen in this. Damage increased by 5% for every poison affecting her, and recovers 3% HP at the start of each turn for every poison affecting her. So while she is dealing damage to herself, she is recovering some of it, which is interesting. She's immune to freeze. Okay. That freeze is one of the best statuses out there to just totally gum up the game, so there is that. And then, of course, if you max the skill, you get that mana gain by 1. You know, it is possible to put 2 sets of mana equipment on her to get her up to 20, which means it only takes 5 tiles to set off her special. You know, I'm kind of mixed on this special. I'm not sure what to think about it. I think that as a standalone hero, I have trouble thinking she's going to have a lot of use, but the thing is, you don't use heroes standalone, right? So in a vacuum, that drawback is not great. But there's plenty of heroes out there that are not only going to cleanse, but they're going to prevent statuses from hitting in the first place and stuff like that. So I think if you really build around her, she can be really good as a big damage dealer. And so, you know, for that reason, I think not only does she have survivability with the increased HP you could put on her as far as equipment goes and things like that, but, you know, just the sheer amount of, like, she can just come in, and if you've already put vulnerability on your opponents, or you've already put defense down, or something like that, her big HP hit can come in and just wipe out a team. So I think she has a very high ceiling, but a very low bar she's starting with because of the drawback. So if you're going to reach that high ceiling, you got to work around that drawback. I kind of like heroes like this because it's making you like work for it. It's making you think. It's making you strategize. So I would like to see more heroes like this in Gemstone Legends. Just they're putting out a lot of heroes, and ones that you really have to think carefully about how you're going to use them. You can't just throw any heroes together. It's truly a puzzle you've got to solve, and that's really up to you. So tell me how you're going to solve this puzzle in the comments. And if you enjoy videos like this, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification. And I will catch you in the next one.